Now, first, we're going to take a look at Biden's DOJ is quietly trying to orchestrate taxpayer-funded bailout of Moderna, guys. And we have a video here that we're going to check out. So let's see here. Make this a little bit bigger for you guys. All right. So let's see what's going on with this whole, now, as you guys know, Moderna, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the vaccine. Obviously, I would assume that a company like Moderna would have only been formed to have been around during the virus with the hopes that the virus would, subside. But with, if there's a bailout of Moderna, that means it failed as a business or a medical company. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, obviously Moderna is a pharmaceutical company, I'm assuming. And, they have other pharmaceuticals, but, maybe they put too much money into the whole COVID thing. And, we outside now, like we outside. Nobody's stopping us. Nobody's stopping me from eating my 10-piece lemon pepper wing outside of the club, posted up on the back of my homie's car. Like, no one's stopping me, at this point with the ranch, of course, maybe 5 lemon pepper. But yeah, let's see what it has to say. What's going on with this? Why hasn't Biden been talking about this? Probably because he's spending our money on it. Do we really want to be the ones to bail out, Moderna and everything like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, all I'm saying is when broke people go broke, they go homeless. When rich people go broke, they get bailed out. Oh, this is going to be a good show today. Well, let's see what's going on.
You've just been hurt in a car wreck.
Of course, an ad.
Here are the 5 stages of your...
Sorry, sir. You need to leave.
Get vaccinated or get expelled. That's the message from the state official to a Connecticut church, a church school, for refusing vaccine mandates on students. The Milford Christian Church School says a state law was altered in 2021 to remove all vaccine exemptions except the medical ones.
Oh, this may not be about the actual... this isn't about the mandate. Nah, we're trying to hear about what's going on with this whole Biden administration. No, we're not going for that. Let's see. Now it says the Biden administration quietly inserted itself into a private patent infringement lawsuit 2 biotech companies filed against the C-19 vaccine maker Moderna in a move experts said could establish a dangerous precedent. Okay. The government getting involved into companies, per usual, Now it says in a surprising filing last month, U.S. Attorney David Weiss issued a statement of interest in the case on behalf of the Department of Defense and Department of Health and Human Services, invoking a rarely used early 1900s law to argue that the federal government should take on any liability for patent infringement Moderna may be guilty of related to its development of the vaccine. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it sounds to me like they're basically saying because this was, a certain circumstance, abnormal circumstance, with C-19 being around and everything like that, the government should basically take on the liability or anything that Moderna may be dealing with as far as patent infringement. Now, I wonder by patent infringement, does it mean somebody else had, a patent kind of on that, like, vaccine? And then, like, Moderna kind of copied some of that? I would assume it would make sense that during this time where we were looking for a vaccine for this, it would make sense that there would be, kind of a loose leaf definition of trademark on that because, you want all your best scientists, all your best companies to be trying to build a vaccine as fast as possible. So if that is the case, I could definitely see why the government would be connected with that. If that's, what this seems to be exactly saying. Please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and if this is saying something, different. Now it says, we as here, the government directly contacts to procure the allegedly infringing goods or services in a contract that grants authorization and consent to the benefit to the government is inherent. Indeed, the contractor's compliance with the contract's obligations alone demonstrate the benefit that the government obtains goods and services for which it pays. Dang, they kind of going in. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, they're kind of going in. The filing concluded that companies whose patents Moderna may have infringed during the C-19 vaccine development should be limited to pursuing a claim against the federal government and the U.S. Court of Federal Claims. Like, okay. So basically, you're basically saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Moderna had to do this because of the government, so the government should be held liable. Now it says Moderna, which received about $10 billion in taxpayer money. That's big, guys. That's big. Government money, taxpayer money. To produce its vaccine, has since earned billions in profits selling it. Oh, wow. Interesting. Was sued in early 2022 by Genevant Sciences and Arbitrus Biopharma Corp., which accused Moderna of using technology they have patented in its vaccine. So is that supposed to be a bad thing? Like, dang, it seemed, I mean, it's cutthroat out here. I mean, in business, it's cutthroat. It's like, you guys used our stuff. You made billions of dollars off it. We had it patented, you know what I'm saying? And everything like that. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, does this really make a lot of sense? Give me 2 seconds, guys. All right, cool. All right, so, it says Weiss then stepped in to support Moderna a year after it argued in court in May 22, filing that any damages should be paid by the federal government since it contracted the vaccine from the company amid a global health emergency. Basically saying it was an emergency. The government had to confine in Moderna for this. So if Moderna gets, basically, it's kind of like, in a way, Moderna saying, hey, well, if we're going to get hit because we did this, but we did this for the government should kind of bail us out, which, I mean, does kind of make a lot of sense. I'm not sure about the numbers because the numbers will obviously play a large part in this, but, you know, I'm not necessarily sure. Now it says the two companies have asked for federal court in Delaware to award them damages for the infringement. Weiss then stepped in to support Moderna a year after it argued in court in a May 2022, filing that any damages should be paid by the federal government since it contracted the vaccine. Oh, okay. Sorry, I already read that. Let's see here. Now it says, what interested me was the fact of the government's very strange procedural. I call it a gimmick. Susan Brandon, a former chief judge of the U.S. Court of Federal Claims, told Fox News Digital in an interview, I'm a former federal judge. People don't generally just pop up in the middle of a lawsuit unless they want to move to intervene or they have something at stake in a case that would make them a party, which does make sense. I mean, the point that the U.S. government is choosing to insert themselves in this as opposed to being, you know, called by the courts to be a part of this case or, you know, dealing with a lawsuit from Moderna after their initial lawsuit, you know, basically saying, hey, guys, you guys should pay this off, you know, because we had to deal with this. Then, I mean, it does make sense. I mean, this is kind of going to be a L on, you know, the Biden administration right now for this. Like, I mean, yeah, I can definitely see why Moderna would hold them liable for this and everything like that. Now, it says she noted that the Department of Justice has attempted to argue that a government use patents statute provides the legal basis for taking on patent infringement liability. The statute has generally been invoked by the government in cases related to its purchase of military equipment, and in one case was used to stockpile an antidote for anthrax, chemical weapon, in 2001. So I think we kind of understand what's going on here pretty much. I think we kind of understand. So I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the whole thing? Do you guys think the government is liable for this? Do you guys think Moderna as a company, okay, they were contracted, they made their money, they made their money and they should use their money to pay off whatever liabilities, and just because they were contracted, you know, they're not at fault. It's kind of like a contracted worker, you know. If you contract, let's say, a worker to dig a hole in your backyard and he breaks his shovel, you're not actually liable for his shovel that broke. You know what I'm saying? He's liable for that. But if he was working for you and he broke his shovel, then obviously you would be liable for that and everything like that. So I want to know what you guys think about that. Definitely throw a like, comment, subscribe, and all of that if you like this type of content. We're gonna get into the next video pretty soon, which is about to be on Charles Schwab, CEO. Basically, he's got a lot to say about SVB bank collapse, and I want to kind of hear what he would have to say about it and what he thinks about it from a more, you know, financial standpoint, because we know, come on now, Charles Schwab, this is the best of the best.